Home Depot, it's been a cornerstone for home improvement projects across America for decades. But lately, something unusual is happening. Customer behaviors are shifting, and it's impacting Home Depot's bottom line in ways they didn't quite anticipate. We have an article here from thestreet.com. I found it very interesting, and it lays out a lot of facts. But when you read the article a couple of times, you start to maybe interpret it a different way. It says Home Depot struggles to reverse concerning customer behavior. The Home Depot retailer is suffering from a trend that continues to grow legs. Home Depot continues to experience a major consumer trend that has recently contributed to lower than expected sales. In response, the company's executives identified the reason behind the trend and the drastic action Home Depot is taking to calm a major customer concern. In Home Depot's first quarter earnings report for 2025, it revealed that its overall comparable sales dipped 0.3% year over year during the quarter. However, in the US, comparable sales increased by 0.2%. It says, despite the increase in sales in the US, Home Depot's visits per location were down by 4.2% year over year during the first few months of the year, according to recent data from Placer.ai. Now, I want you to kind of store those statistics in your brain there. Hold on to them for a couple of minutes. It says Home Depot execs flag a major problem. During an earnings call on May 20th, Home Depot Executive Vice President of Merchandising, Billy Bastick, said that customers are continuing to avoid making purchases for large home improvement projects. It says, we were pleased with the performance we saw in categories such as building materials, lumber, and hardware. However, we continue to see softer engagement in larger discretionary projects where customers typically use financing to fund the project, such as kitchen and bathroom remodels. Home Depot CEO Ted Decker said during the call that the trend may be sticking due to current macro uncertainty, especially amid higher interest rates in the housing market. The large project generally requires some sort of financing, says Decker, and while there are literally trillions of dollars of equity available to be tapped into the homes, I think that there's still enough macro uncertainty. And again, those stubbornly high interest rates, people are painting again and working in their yards and doing smaller projects, but just have not engaged in the larger projects. Currently, the average 30-year mortgage rate remains above 6%, and consumers are pulling back on buying new homes. Existing home sales fell 5.9% month over month in March, while total housing inventory increased by 8.1%. So that means building's still happening, according to a recent report from National Association of Realtors. Home buying and selling remained sluggish in March due to affordability challenges associated with high mortgage rates, said NAR chief economist Lawrence Yun in the report. Residential housing mobility currently are at historic lows. It signals the troublesome possibility of less economic mobility for society. Home Depot finally addressed major customer concern. It says as consumers tighten their spending on larger home improvement projects, Home Depot has decided to address the elephant in the room, tariffs, which have also contributed to recent consumer anxiety. During the earnings call, Bastick said that the Home Depot aims to generally maintain pricing. It goes on to say that Trump recently imposed a 10% baseline tariff on all countries and paused reciprocal tariffs. When the pause on reciprocal tariff ends in July, about 60 countries will soon see increased tariff rates. So they'll see increased tariff rates that are reciprocal. So if one nation is charging us 50% tariffs, we will also be charging them 50% tariffs. But, and go on, so on and so forth. They go on to say in the article, we've been working with our suppliers for years, said Bastick. I mean, one of the hallmarks of Home Depot has always been diversification and diversifying with their supply chain. So during that time, a majority of our suppliers have diversified their sourcing strategies across several countries. We've got tremendous flexibility here. I can't emphasize that enough. We've already taken action, moving quickly, and we anticipate 12 months from now that no single country outside the US will actually represent more than 10% of our purchases. So what they're saying is that although there's perception that China is the major supplier for everyone in the US, Home Depot has diversified their purchasing so that even China will only represent 10% of their purchases as a retailer, and that other nations will be making up the other 90% that's left over. He also said that customers might see certain items impacted by tariffs disappear from shelves in the Home Depot stores. There's items that we have that could potentially be impacted from a tariff that candidly we won't have going forward if it doesn't make sense inside the line structure, said Bastos. A recent market pulse survey from InMoment found that consumers are considering taking drastic measures to prepare for Trump's tariffs. About 56% of consumers in the survey said that they expect prices for goods and services to increase due to tariffs. In response to these expected price hikes, 60% of respondents said that they are contemplating shopping less rather than more. So here's the thing, a recent pulse survey, so they're have a snippet of people that they're taking the survey from. It doesn't, we don't necessarily know who the survey represents. It was from InMoment. So it could be like a survey based on jewelry purchases. It could be anything, is my point. Now, if we go back and kind of dissect the numbers, we talked about Home Depot's numbers for 2025 so far, the first quarter. It revealed that its overall comparable sales dipped by 0.3% year over year during the quarter. However, in the US, comparable sales increased by 0.2%. Despite the increase in sales in the US, Home Depot's visits per location were down by 4.2% year over year during the first few months of the year. So here's the thing. If you kind of break down the numbers, 0.3%, not even 1%. And when you talk about the 0.2% increase from comparable sales, 4.2% less traffic in the Home Depot. Less people are going to Home Depot, but their sales have not decreased anywhere near that number. Can that be a product of their self-serve sales model? Home Depot has gone from a model where you went in, if you had questions, you asked a representative or a Home Depot employee inside aisles. You could even go to a cashier. That model has gone away. It has turned into the cattle chute style of checkout, self-service wise. And here's the thing, when I talk to my friends, my family, the people, the subcontractors and such, they find themselves going to Home Depot less and less if they need to buy smaller items, because when they get to the cattle chute, you have people that don't necessarily know how to use self-checkout, or they're very slow. You're waiting to get to a cash register and be called in. Oh, cash register 1's open, cash register 5 open. And that process of checking out has really slowed, but it don't really matter to Home Depot because they don't have cashiers standing there, right? So you're on their time at this point. So less people are going to the store because they don't want to deal, potentially, in my opinion, with this sales model of self-checkout. Now, here's the thing. You're only seeing a drop in sales of 0.3% compared to 4.2% less traffic in the store. A lot of the 4.2% are comfortable shopping online to place that order and have it delivered to them, or potentially maybe not go into the store, but maybe they're getting it taken out to their vehicle. So you have less small purchases being made. You have contractors are still comfortable making their purchases. They're still making their large purchases. We could see it. Building is still happening. And we talked about the amount of new construction at 8.1%. That's still happening. Those contractors are still making their purchases. So instead of shopping at the Home Depot, they're now going to Lowe's or Ace. And Ace in particular has doubled down on its customer service. They provide detailed product knowledge and personalized experiences. This approach directly contrasts with self-service model that Home Depot has embraced. Me personally, and the people I'm speaking with, what they're saying is that although you have less cashiers at checkout, they are seeing more people in the store, Home Depot employees, that are able to ask questions, grab top stock, unlock higher priced items like tools to make the sale, bring it up to the cash registers for you. And when I think about all of this, is this really a bad thing at Home Depot in their mind? Is this something they didn't expect, or is this something they actually planned for? 4.2% less people coming in, 3.9% less people that could potentially cause breakage in the store, less theft, less breakage. Is having less foot traffic in Home Depot something they didn't expect, or is this something they actually planned for? Is that why they locked stuff up? Is this why they went from having a serve checkout to self-checkout? Do they only want the people in the store that are actually there to buy? But if you find this analysis insightful, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. We love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you shifted your home improvement shopping habits recently? Where are you spending your money now and why? While you're down there, join the notification squad by commenting the word first. And if you are indeed first, you will be nominated for an illustrious title and possibly win an award. With that, I want to say I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thanks a lot, everybody. Hope to see you all on the next one.